Alright, so this is going to be... Hopefully my mic didn't turn off. Okay. This is going to be another stream where I'm just going to go over some LunarVim stuff. I'm going to be answering questions, so if you got questions or comments or whatever, put them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer those. Make sure to join the Discord. Discord, you'll get updates for new videos. Hoping for an EU-friendly time slot next stream. Yeah, probably over the weekend. I don't know when people are awake in EU, in America time, so I don't really know what time it is right now in Europe land. But that said, if I can start to, I don't know, maybe I'll look it up and then I can figure it out. Let's see. Also, before I get started, I'm just going to do this right away so I don't forget. Go to the website, chrismachine.com. You can check out my GitHub. You can check out LunarVim. Got a link to it right there, chris@machine.com. You got a link to the Discord, too. So if you want to join the Discord, ask questions, all that good stuff. Obviously, YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter. You can support me on Patreon. And you can sponsor me over on GitHub. You can also become a channel member now. That's a thing. Okay. So let's get started. Hey, how's it going, Mick? How's it going, Mohammed? Hello from Iran. How's it going in Iran? What are we doing here? Okay. Now, let's see. So we have some issues. I'll show you some of the good stuff that works now, and then I'll show you some of the issues. All right. So this is our new, I don't know if you're someone who's somewhat new to some of the updates. And one second, I got to shut this window because otherwise all the cars that pass by, you're going to hear them. Okay, probably should have turned off the mic for that. Anyway, so this is the new dashboard. I went with a smaller logo so that it doesn't, overflow when you make it smaller. Because when if you make it smaller and smaller, it just, it doesn't look very good even when it's only half screen. So this is the new logo. Let's make it bigger. And this is the new dashboard. So let's go to projects. So from here, just right from this this dashboard page, you can press P, and we can go to any project, any Git project that you have going on. So I'm going to just go and open up my website. Now from there, it's going to say, okay, find a file within your website. Like, what file are you looking for? So I'm just going to say I'm looking for the file called header.js. And you'll notice just, everything starts right up. I have a little fidget thing down there. That's my own little plugin. Not my plugin, but it's something that I added. I'm going to talk about what I added to the status bar here. Then I'll go to the chat, and then I'll go back to a few other things that I added. I also need to take a poll, but I forget the poll that I needed to take. Anyway, I think it has something to do with Telescope. I'll remember. So you got a little icon there. That's literally nothing just other than it changes colors depending on what mode you're on. It's blue, it's green, it's purple, right? And then I think another color that will change it is if you go into replace mode. I guess it'll be like red. You got what branch you're on, so a little icon there, and then the branch that you're on. From there too, you have different Git things. So if I change a line, or if I add a line, or if I delete a line, you'll see that'll all just show up right there. Okay. You can also see, you probably saw all the errors and stuff like that pop up over there. So you can see we got 5 errors here. We got a hint up there. So this right here, if we get rid of that, that'll go away. Next to that, you can see that we have TS server active, which is the language server that's active right now for this particular file. And then also we have prettier, which is a formatter. So if you go to format the file, see how it just added the semicolons and made everything double quotes. So you can change that, however you, config your formatter. This is your indentation level, right? So this is, you can see, if I come down here and I press tab, I'm only going to tab over 2 spaces, and that's what that's telling me. It's saying when you tab, you're gonna go over 2 spaces. Obviously, the file type, I was pretty against putting the little icon there, but community has decided that they like the icon, so we're going to leave it. This over here is line you're on. This is pretty standard stuff you'll see in most lines. So right now we're on 52, and then the column you're on. And then you have this over here, it's going to tell you where you are in the file. It's basically percentage based, unless you're at the top or the bottom, and the last thing is going to be how many lines are in the file. So this is the new line. This is what's good about the line. I'll show you what is an issue about the line in a minute. Let me jump back over here. All right, you ever go to dev meetups in Philly? I'm in Scranton. Nothing's happening here. No, I actually haven't been in Philly for a while. I still have Philly on my GitHub, but recently I moved over to South Jersey because I don't really plan to go back into Philly. I lived in Philly for like, I don't even know, probably like 6 or 7 years I lived in Philly. But I think me and Philly, we're done for the foreseeable future. We're going to see where I end up next. So let's see. Eduardo, we got a smiley face. Thank you. Hello, Mr. LunarVim. How's it going, Saeed? How am I? I'm pretty good today. It's probably going to be a shorter stream today, but we'll see. So let me show you some of the issues that we're running into here. It has to do with color scheme. So if I come over here, you should be able to just, open up your configuration. We'll just change the color scheme to, I don't know, where's, do I have Dark Plus installed? Because that's like an obvious color scheme change. Yeah, I do, okay. So we're going to do Envym.color scheme. We're going to say that equals to dark, well, actually we got to put quotes, dark plus, like that, okay? Hey, wait a second. So the line thing actually did change, but it didn't change very good. There's still problems. Let's find out. Okay, so it looks like the line actually did change. That was supposed to be a bug. That was supposed to be something I showed you that the thing had gone wrong. But let me see if that's actually the case. I'm gonna do a couple things. Packer compile. Okay, and it looks like, see, it changed it back, but it's still there actually. I don't know. If I save this file, huh? Someone reported it, and then I checked on my other machine, and my other machine seemed to have an issue. But I guess maybe this isn't a bug. If it's not a bug, then I'm happy. I'm happy to not have a bug. Compile. On my other machine. I'm just typing on my laptop. Yeah, on my laptop, the bug is still there, and on here it's not. So, I don't know. If anyone's noticing this, let me know. Hey, from Ukraine. How's it going in Ukraine? I went to Temple. Philly can get kind of nuts. Philly is, yeah, it wasn't as bad when I was going to Temple. And when I lived in Philly and used to work in the CTC. Hi from Ukraine. Yep. Yeah, how is it going there? I don't know. I don't know how things are in Ukraine right now. You have a Neovim question? On Windows, it's nigh impossible to integrate Neovim with the system clipboard. I can't yank anything and paste it somewhere else. I don't know what clipboard tools are available in Windows. I know on Mac it's PB copy, and on Wayland it's like WL something clipboard or something like that, and then on X there's like XClip and XL or something like that. But I don't know about Windows. I don't really know anything about Windows. I actively try not to know anything about Windows. Anything LunarVim can do in related to Windows, somebody else did for me. What keyboard do you use? I do this every stream. I might as well just bookmark it. New fee 75. You may expect, because I use Vim, that I have a split keyboard. That I'm a living meme. Let's see. So split keyboard. Like one of these things. Actually, I do like this one. But no. I just use this. And the reason I use this is because it's very similar to my laptop for work. It's very similar to my other laptop. It has low profile keys. And so it's just like I move off my laptop and I'm typing on this and it feels like the same thing. Anyway, do you plan... Let me put this next to Discord. That way I can like look at Discord and look at this at the same time. Do you plan to make a playlist for Lunavim from scratch like Neovim? Yes, I do. I just have to... Right now I'm kind of, working out the kinks in 0.8. So that's going to take a little bit of time while I make sure there's no bugs and while everything kind of gets... I think it's a lot more stable now because, there's been a lot of plugin maturation. So, like, the plugins have matured a lot. The tree plugin kind of works now, like without any issues. status line. I'm not like trying to figure out how to do things. Like, I know what I want in a status line now. I know like a bunch of things, right? Like the plugins are a lot more mature now. My understanding of Lua and how to make all this stuff work together is a lot more mature. And what I want inside of the project is a lot more mature at this point. And once that's done, then I plan to do like a whole series, because here's the coolest part with LunarVim. I don't have to show you how to set up all the stupid shit. Like, I don't have to show you like how to put together the line. I don't have to show you how to, like, you know, really set up a color scheme. I don't have to show you how to add the tree. I don't have to show you how to add, like, if you want these stupid things, these buffer line thing, right? I don't need to show you how to use that. I don't need to show you how to, like, install Telescope or something like that, because it's all already here. I'll show you how all that works, but then after that we could just do fun plugins, like cool stuff, right? Like plugins that you don't hear about often that do cool stuff that you probably didn't even know Neovim could do. Are you try Helix Editor? What do you think about him? Well, I don't really like that guy, to be honest. So have I tried the Helix Editor? No. I mean, yes, but I haven't really given it a fair try. What do I think about it? It is too new for me to really care. Split keyboards are way too hard to use. I think they would actually be easier to use in some ways, but it would be hard for me to like move between the two different laptops I use, whether it be my laptop, my personal use laptop, or my MacBook for work, and then also then going in front of my like PC, which I'm in front of right now, and then having like a split keyboard. I just think it would get a little out of hand. What is the spinning thing for LSP? It's called fidget.envym. What's the browser plugin there for the blank page? What blank page? This page? This is just Brave. Brave just does this. All right. This should break, and I'm a little salty that it didn't break. I'm a little miffed that this hasn't actually broken. I was really expecting it to not work. Oh, like, the fact that it's working is... Someone's wrong. Something's up. Let's see. I wish this thing would be more quiet and standard out, though. Because this is sometimes fidget envym, or fidget.like, maybe... Anyway, yeah. If you install this, every now and then, if you like open up a file too fast and then close it too fast, then it doesn't. It just does that. I'll show you what I mean by it. You see that thing really quick down there in the corner? If you didn't see it, I'll do it again. And just look down in the right bottom right corner. All right, you see that thing showing up, just telling me how my language server is loading? That's what that is. And if you cut out too quick, sometimes you get this nonsense in your shell. It's not really like, it doesn't hurt anything though. All right, I guess let's just go to the rolling, or not rolling, go into the, do I have it up over here? No, okay. Let's just go in here. I mean, I can pull again. I can, what else can I do, really? I did Packer sync. And Packer compile. And then we'll quit, reopen. Line's there. But on my other machine, it's not. Let me do a Packer sync on my other machine. Hey, what's up, Matthias? Maybe Henrique? I don't know. The LunarVim is so comfortable, thank you. I'm using it very well. Are you using it on 0.8 or 0.7? Because I'm hoping it's more comfortable on rolling in 0.8, even with the bugs, than it is on 0.7. I watched some streams, some people using it on 0.7. 0.7, the version like 1.0 of LunarVim looks actually, to me, kind of painful. But 0.8 should be a lot less painful. Even now, and I plan to do a lot more for it too, and make it easier to use. Best Neovim channel, thank you very much. I can configure and understand what I'm doing now after watching your videos. That's good to hear. I'm glad it's working out for you. Alright, okay, I did the other thing on my other machine. Okay, After Packer syncing on my other machine, it works. So I think we're fine. I think the issue that I had was just some stupid problem. I don't think it'll be an issue going like long term. I don't think it'll actually be a problem. I hope. If it pops up again, then but I think we're okay. Here's the thing I was going to ask you guys about. Okay, where are we right now? I'm enrolling. Okay. What I was going to ask about is, let me switch back to my other color scheme. Okay, the line works. Let's just really quick do this again. Okay, and the line works. There we go. Find files. We're going to do telescope. All right. Now, or actually it's not telescope. It'll be in theme. So here's what I'm going to ask. And it's not going to look exactly like this. I'll pull up some other pictures of like the idea of the way that it might look. But we go to configuration and we're going to go to search text, right? And so that's like one way to look at it, I guess. Like, you see this? You see how the, that's not really what I want, though, because I don't have a .git in here. Go to repos, chrismachine.com, Envym, so, pages. Just a good file to open up. Okay. So you can see if I open this up, you see how that looks? Do you guys like that better? Or do you guys like this better? Which of these looks better? And then I'm planning to put like the little thing back, so like the title. So like however I know there's some stupid color scheme thing that I have to put. But so there is a little title thing that'll also be there. I'm not even sure if I really need the title, but I think the title's a good idea though, because then you can see kind of what you're doing, what you're looking for. But yeah, which one of these do you guys like better? Or is there maybe you still want to keep this way, but maybe just different colors? Like maybe I could make that like orange and this like a different, I don't know. Like, it's something to think about. The one way to look at it is MV Chat, I think, has this somewhere. I think that's how they're doing it. I don't know if they have it there. Themes, maybe. I know this is popular among some people, but some other people say they don't really like it. Yeah, see how that looks? Right. So it'll look like that. I'll put the little title thing back in there, right? But you guys like that better? But then one thing I don't like about it is that there's no like clear, I don't know. I just wish there was like a clearer border in Neovim. I wish there was just like a clearer, just a really thin thing that really like made this thing not look so flat against, you know what I mean? Gave it something. I don't know. Some 3D quality almost. So I'm going to put a poll in border or no border for telescope. Maybe I'll say telescope. Border or no border. Border. No border. There we go. All right. I'm gonna put the poll in, so if you said something, I'll read through it and see what you guys think. But I'm mainly gonna take a look at the poll, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to it in the stream, but I'm gonna take this poll into account when thinking about it. Already, we're split. Already, four people for each. So people are liking the border more. Remember, the border is the one on the left. This is the border one, and this is the one without it. Okay. You know what? I should have asked too. One second. I gotta end this poll. I'm gonna make another one. Telescope border no border no. Damn it! I can't type border or border, but with new colors. Okay. So border. I'm tired of saying border. I don't like this word now. No border, but with new colors. Okay. All right. There we go. That's the official poll. I'm gonna leave it open for the rest of the stream. Um, yeah, he went to Temple, fellow Temple graduate. Temple. What is the state of Java support? I remember debugging was kind of pain back 1.5 years ago. I'd say that it's actually really, really good now. But you got to know how to set it up, and I'm gonna do a video on that once I fix LunarVim to the point where it's good, and then I'll show you for Neovim and all the other things. Understand? I should update it. Thank you. Update something. Oh yeah, 0.8. Well, you know, watch out because it's if it's working on 0.7 right now, wait till Neovim 0.8 is stable and then swap over. Don't just listen to me because there's definitely gonna be some churn right now. How's it going, Per Pedersen? The right one, left one, prefers borders. You like the uniform colors. Yeah, but I don't like how flat it is. I like the uniform colors, but I don't like how flat it is. It's so damn flat. It just looks not separate. Like this one with the borders looks separate, you know? And then this one just looks flat against just flat. I don't know. That's just the way I'm thinking about it. That's the only reason I don't like it. Default borders. You like the right. You like the left. I could probably easily put an option in so that you guys could choose borders or no borders. Like, it would be pretty easy to do, but... Because you can see, I just updated some color scheme things, and then boom, you got it, right? So I could put the option in, but I need a default. The default is what most people will be using. No maybe option in the poll. Not well. There, the maybe is, I guess, the other ones. The third one that I put in there this time. Ola, how's it going? Left one is border. Yes, this one has obvious clear borders. This one has no borders. All right. It just, I don't know. Just did the Neovim tutorial. Already tried using HJKL to navigate the browser. Well, install something like Vimium. Or maybe Surfing Keys. Is that on Firefox? Do you intend to do a DWM series? Maybe at some point, but I really am enjoying Hyperland. I'm having a great time with Wayland. Wayland is just, I know it has issues and there are problems with like some compatibilities and things like that with Wayland. I'm trying to get way ahead of this Wayland thing though. I'm trying to be on it like so I don't even have to care. I don't want to like 3 years down the line when I'm a boomer and then I'm going to be like, you know, trying to switch from X to Wayland then. I'd rather just do it now and just grow with it and know all the little weird intricacies that happen along the way and different like weird. I want to have that sage knowledge of Wayland 5 years from now, I guess, and that's the upfront stuff I'm putting into it. So I'm going to be trying out different window managers for Wayland. Right now, I really love this one. I just love to swipe through the windows. You know what I mean? Look how like smooth that is. It's like as smooth as Mac OS, and it's a freaking window manager. It gives me, and I got my master stack layout. You know what I mean? Like, I can do this. You know? Like, come on. It does. Left is better? Okay. Hola. Got a lot of Spanish people in the chat today. I don't know what this means. I know you make the nya sound with this, though. Do you use emit ls every character triggers CMP snippet? No, I don't use emit ls. I mean, I don't write a lot of HTML and React right now. Maybe in the future, if I ever do, then I will. You like the border? Enough people are saying border with new colors. I'm surprised. I thought people really liked this. I thought that this was aesthetic. The only reason, and I actually do think it is more aesthetic, but I think it needs a border. Like, it needs a border all the way around. But if you try to go with this style, with this border, it just kind of looks like shit. So, like, it just doesn't work. If this had, like, a super thin border around the edge, this would be perfect. With, like, a little thing at the top box saying, like, what it is. Use a display manager. Just fire up Hyperland from TTY. I use LY. I use LY. LY is like real simple. I did no, actually I don't think I had to change much. If you go to SC LY config, I don't think I really changed anything here. No, I didn't even change anything. And it just worked. Just picked it up, no problem. I think it puts it in a user local bin, not bin, desktop. I don't know. I can't remember where Hyperland puts the executable. I could probably do which Hyperland. Which Hyperland. Yeah, I guess I can find it there. But there's like a Wayland. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know enough about display managers and starting up things or whatever. What's the name of this? What's the name of the thing that I'm using here? That's Hyperland. No border with new colors. Okay. I think you're in the vast minority on that one though. So, how's it going? Nobody important. Just joined. Did you watch Primogen's LunarVim video? Yes, and that's what kind of spurred me to go like fix a bunch of stuff because I was like going through. I was like, holy shit, that looks so painful. Let me let me make it because like if he's struggling, then I can only imagine someone who's new to Neovim is like pulling their hair out, So, I mean, he didn't struggle like that hard, but like there was like some things that were just like stumbling blocks after stumbling blocks, and it just would be a lot easier if he didn't have to deal with all that. I used LY when I messed around with Wayfire. It works well. Yeah, Wayfire was I've heard of that one, but the only place that I've heard about it was if you go to Hyperland. And supposedly he fixed my issue with zooming. I can't zoom right now because I didn't rebuild since then. But supposedly you should be able to zoom, like in your browser. Yeah, this is where I saw it. Wayfire, whatever Wayfire is. Maybe it's what gives the. Oh, it's a 3D Wayland compositor. Okay, so it's a zone compositor. Interesting. It looks like there was like a GNOME extension. This is how, like, when I was younger, I used to like swap my windows with this. Internet comes, internet goes, so I'll enjoy the stream as long as there's internet. Oh, did I lose internet? I gotta keep an eye on that. Loving LunarVim, it's good to hear. Why is LunarVim slower for him? He said it was noticeable. I don't know. I don't notice any, like, okay, slowness and like what, right? Like, okay, let's just from my perspective, how fast I think LunarVim is, right? Okay. Start it. Project. I got like this. Okay, I got this new thing, whatever. So that's a little weird. But start it, project. Click on the project I want to go to. Click on the file I want to go to. You already have TS server started, formatter that you chose started, everything's loaded up, whatever, right? You go about trade, do what you want. That's fast, I think. Cons. Like, is my typing that slow? Is my typing just like I'm like ridiculously slower at typing, so I don't notice the obvious lag in the key presses. I think it's all right. I think it's okay. I don't see any issues with typing right now. So I don't know. But then again, I don't type at like 160 words per minute, so maybe I don't know. Other than that, I mean, if you're looking for like a file, I don't know, let's say dwm.md. I mean, I get there pretty quick. I don't know. I don't see a slowness issue. Right? I don't know. Like, getting through everything's pretty good, I think. Moving through the suggestions. Saving. I don't know. I don't see it personally, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's working on like a potato. But I've heard people say that it's actually even good working on a potato. And it's not that bad. Oh, dude, I never know. This is the thing. Everybody's got a different name depending on the platform. You're probably someone different on Discord too, and then it's like, I don't know. Like, so there are people who I talk to them, and they're one guy in the YouTube chat, one guy on Discord, and another guy on GitHub, and I never know who I'm talking to, and so I'm like, oh, hey, you know, but yeah. ABZ coding is one of the like core contributors to LunarVim, and he has a very nice LunarVim configuration. ABZ coding Envym. The bloated LunarVim config, right? So you can go check it out. There's a lot of gems in here. So if you are looking to make a really cool and intense LunarVim config, this is a good place to start. Because of riot, I saw riots. Yeah, I saw it on the internet. There was some talk of riot. Are they good riots or bad riots? Are you in support of the riots or not in support of the riots? Maybe it was slow for him because it was installed. I mean, obviously, having rioting in your country sucks, but like, you know, is it like justified? I guess is my question. Maybe it was slow for him because it was installing all the tree sitter stuff. Yeah, it could have been that, and I could see how it like, oh, it's installing all this tree sitter stuff. Oh, all this, you know, nonsense is showing up, whatever. But like, it's not mainly, again, it's not really for like the Neovim guru. I mean, it can be for the Neovim guru, right? Like you certainly can do a lot with this, and it's going to save you a ton of time. But if you're a very particular, super hardcore particular person, then I mean, you're probably better served by your own particular Neovim config, right? So anytime like he brought up like small particulars, I didn't really care. There's not really much I can do about the tree sitter stuff. I feel like I need to install at least like most of the languages because, again, most people just want to open up their editor and the syntax highlighting is just there. They don't want to go like, oh, well, why is everything just white and this sucks? I thought this was supposed to do stuff for me and make it easy. So there's I don't know. Talked about selection. Oh yeah, selection. So that was a thing I noticed. So that's like yanking text, right? So I made it a little faster. I had 200 milliseconds before. Now I have 100 milliseconds. He uses 40. I don't know. Is that slow? This is 100 milliseconds. I think maybe that's slow for him. I mean, then again, he's super high energy. If you go watch his stream, he's intense. So maybe 40 milliseconds is fine for him. But I did meet him somewhere in the middle. So it used to be 200. He likes 40. I went with 100. I did notice that 200 was maybe a little bit too slow. So some of and that's what I like. I like when people, dude. If more people could fire up a stream, and this is the thing. I feel like people should just do this shit. I feel like there's just this this fake barrier of entry where like most people just don't see themselves as streamers or whatever. But you guys can totally just install OBS, stream, say anything you want, and make lots of videos about LunarVim and tell me where shit sucks, and it'll help me improve the project. Where do you put startup scripts when using a display manager? It depends on the display manager, I think. But for Hyperland, I don't know. You can just execute any script you want, as far as I understand, like from the beginning. So I would just probably bundle the scripts with Hyperland itself. How's it going? Rebuilt, another LunarVim contributor. Got a lot of fine LunarVim contributors here too. Hatsu didn't. He wasn't in chat. He might be sleeping because he's in EU time. But Hatsu is Kylo over on GitHub, and he's another good one. Been away for a while, so it's understandable. Yeah, I mean, I've been away from LunarVim for a while, and I've been away from consistently streaming for a while too. It's been a while. I don't watch the streams. Yeah, I mean, I what I'm thinking about doing with my streams is, again, just starting to put them just in an unlisted playlist. That way I can stream, but it kind of doesn't pollute my channel, you know what I mean? You can run Envym with the startup flag. Yeah, but that's deceptive. Honestly, the best way to do it is to look by eye, in my opinion, right? So So like my config actually takes the longest. LunarVim is way faster than my config. And then if I was going to do like Neovim, like I don't know, like no plugin, I mean it would just fail because of that. But if I did like no plugin and then like I think like flag U, I don't know, like this. Cannot source. Yeah, okay, it just sucks. There's no way for me. Obviously, it's super fast to open up regular Envym. It's gonna open up, you know, blink and you'll miss it, right? But that's not slow, right? For everything that it provides, like for I guess as a that's opening up VS Code, and you get hit with pop-ups, right? And all this stuff. This is Codium, so this isn't actually VS Code. This is VS Codium, so all the spooky stuff is taken out of it. But so that's that, right? And this is Envym. So if we're talking startup time, I don't know. I don't even care that much about startup time. I've said there was this whole startup time like craziness a while ago. So we're definitely beating out VS Code and stuff like that, no question. But startups again, it's so much. Go start IntelliJ. You know what I mean? It's startup time as long as it's not taking forever. It's no problem. Isn't Primogen using a Threadripper? Oh, he's only got a Threadripper. That's probably the issue. Geez, only a Threadripper. Def in support of the riots. Oh, okay. Well, that's not enough information. I'd need to look into it first, I think. Can I know what's the status bar, please? The status bar is Waybar. I still need to figure out configs. I want, at the very least, to have a Rust autocomplete and definition plugin. Oh. Well, that should just work out of the box. At the very least of what you want is done. So all you got to do is go into a Rust project, open it up, and then it should auto install Rust Analyzer for you, and then you got completion, no problem. You got the same completion that VS Code's got. It's the exact same completion. There is no difference. Right? So it's just Rust Analyzer. It's just like VS Code and the Microsoft people are the ones who introduced this language server concept anyway. So, you know, it's all the same stuff at this point, you know. But yeah, I mean, Rust works. No issues with Rust. You can even do better with Rust, with Rust tools, and I'll do a video on that later. Morality, please picked up a girlfriend wearing the right hair. Oh, well, that doesn't sound good. Somebody got killed in the police custody, so everyone's pissed. Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. This is contentious. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. Is Hyperland also a display manager? It is not a display manager. Display manager is the thing that pops up first before the compositor shows up. And again, in Hyperland, there is no concept of a separate compositor and a window manager. There's only compositors. Check out the latest commit in my Envym. There are some pictures in the commit. Let me know which of them you like the most. Okay, just in the commit. Okay, I didn't know if you like put it in the README too. Remove unused little line theme. Go through the commits here. Maybe this one. Okay, here we go. Let's see. How'd you get these bubbles down here too? Is this using like Tmux? I'm assuming this is the line. So you got the short path there. You got your get icons here. I don't know what this does. I'm not really sure what that's good for. Oh wait, is that just saying like you're in window maybe 1 or something like that? Or is that tabs? I don't know. I like the Star Wars. I think that's a Star Wars icon. I think that's the Empire icon. This is standard. Tree sitter, Copilot style, all that good stuff. But the thing that I've always bracketed it off because then I kind of feel like it just flows into everything else. But I guess you kind of broke it with a color, so that's fine. Standard. I don't usually care how big a file is. That's usually like useless information to me. This is the This is the like what system you're on, like Linux, Mac. Again, that's useless information for me, but I get why, you know, it's kind of pretty. And then you got the time. I usually have the time up here, and then I can just click on it, move between the date and the time. So in terms of the way that it looks, I like the way that it looks, but it has for me some information that I don't use. Let's go back and take a look at some of the other ones. And I think this is just style, so it's going to have the same components every single time. This is Kanagawa, right? I think I said before that Kanagawa is just like kind of a busy color scheme to me. But I do like it. Like I like the colors. I just wish it was a little more chill. See this one. Wait, is there a different thing for that? No, you still got that. Okay, so now I can kind of go between all of them. I like this one. I like the little ghost. Oh yeah, he's got times too. So this is something ABZ's had for a while, which is like depending on the time of day, like the color scheme will change, which is kind of cool. I don't know. The more I've used what you call it, this Tokyo Night, the more I just like the way that it looks. So like if you just quickly kind of like move through them all. But I think out of all these, the ones I like this one I think is objectively the most aesthetic. But this one's my favorite because I just like Tokyo Night at this point. But I think objectively this one's the most aesthetic. These ones are okay. But yeah, I think this one looks the best. Part of the speed diff is caching plugin Lunar. Yeah, so LunarVim does cache plugins, and then also it has like some impatient nonsense as well. Only seems like 15 milliseconds. Yeah, 500 milliseconds. Oh, that's nice. Oh, just Neovim. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you just have Neovim, it's kind of a similar story. Patient.envym is what I meant. You can also lazy load plugins to improve startup time. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. And trust me, when you start lazy loading, you really open yourself up to really, really weird bugs. You might think that you want to shave off that extra 7 milliseconds. Trust me, it's not worth it. For all the cool stuff you get, I'd rather have a stable experience the whole way through than shave off like 7 milliseconds for nothing. You know what I mean? Just to like claim that like, oh, on this particular system, when these particular programs were open, it only took 20 milliseconds to, you know what I mean? It's just like, who cares? Like, I'm so over that as like a metric. Like if that was okay, if this is too long for you, then all right, sorry, LunarVim's not for you. Go find something else. Now if it was like a ridiculous lag, like I'll say this, my config is getting to a point where like, it's not great, but I also know why my config takes a minute, and it's because it immediately restores sessions. So it takes like a minute to like check for sessions and stuff like that. I think I don't know if that's really why it takes so long, but that's something I like about my config. I don't know. It's the window and tab number. Oh, okay. I guess it's the tab number, right? Not the window number. Or is it the window number? Is it the window slash? What does the window slash tab number mean? They're like two separate things, right? Because a tab is like a collection of windows, and then a window is like a window. So my thinking for this would be then that like what just happened here? My thinking would be then if it was a tab number, I would expect it to, if you added a new tab, it would be 2. If it was a window number, I would expect if you swapped over to this window over here, then that would be 2. But I was just also doing the thing where it like changes the color scheme depending on which window you have in focus. That's also kind of neat. Maybe it's because he's using Tmux. I don't know. I don't use Tmux. Tmux just feels like another added layer of nonsense that just kind of like is a thing I don't want to care about. I like it not bracketed. Looks cleaner. I agree that it can look cleaner, but then in my mind it overflows. Like this isn't bracketed in my config. This is, well, let's see if we can just hop back over to here. I forget what button I have to swap things, but this is it. I guess I don't have it there, but this is it bracketed on here. I could be convinced to get rid of the brackets. I would rather use maybe like these little cool parenthesis, kind of big, like thick parentheses maybe. I think that would look better, but that only comes with if you have icons. I don't know. That's something to think about. It's certainly something to think about. Tmux, but with the theme is in sync with LunarVim. That's pretty cool. File format, yeah. Able to get the simple JavaScript completion like for the DOM for my own config and for Envym. You weren't able to get it for either one of them? I don't know. I'll look into it. I think it should have it though. I'd be surprised that it didn't. Why is the system time on the status line? That is an interesting question for ABZ. Hi Chris, and thanks for your series on Neovim. I understood so many things about Vim and Envym. It's good to hear. I hear that so often, and I'm so glad that I've helped so many people with that. Big fan of Groovebox Dark. I hate Groovebox. I'll go take a look at it, but damn, is there an uglier theme than Groovebox? Groovebox Dark. Maybe Groovebox Dark is better. This is, I think, the original Groovebox. This is hideous. It looks like puke. It just looks bad. Where's Groove? I don't know if you can link me Groovebox Dark, but I don't know. Maybe it's better than that Groovebox. Ew, Copilot. Copilot is one of the few things that spies on me that actually helps me. Although I'm not using it right now. I do have it for free though, so I'll probably set it back up, but there was like a thing where it broke. I wasn't able to get simple JavaScript completion like, oh, okay, we went over that. I'm not really, for my, which is there in VS Code. How's it possible to LSP server? I would assume it would just come from TS server, but if it's not coming from TS server, then I don't know. Is there something interesting in 0.8? I know about command height 0. 0.8 has, in my mind, two interesting things. Command height 0, I guess, is one. I'm not actually a big fan of command height 0 at all. So command height equals 0. What? Oh, command win height equals 0. Look at that. And then like, oh, it gets rid of the thing now? That's the way it works? It used to pop it up. I don't know if I like that better or worse, but anyway. It's kind of, I think I like it worse because I just, before, at least, I could still see my line. I don't know, anyway. So you can, do that, and then you get an extra little bit of real estate. That's fine. One other cool thing you'll be able to do is things like breadcrumbs. So you see these breadcrumbs up here, so you can see like I have the file name and then the context that I'm in. So right now I'm in the header function. If I go to show menu, then I'm on the constant show menu, and then you can see this little dot there that says like I need to save. You can see that up here in the buffer line too, and that's why me personally, I don't use the buffer line. I don't use this buffer line concept at all. I don't like it. I don't need it. I typically use this to go between my buffers. I'll just use Telescope, but I leave it on because I know some other people kind of, they don't know how to live without it yet. Tokyo Night is really easy to look at in terms of eye strain. I agree. I like it. Yeah, I usually stick between like one darker or dark plus, but I think I'm really getting used to Tokyo Night. I think Tokyo Night, I'm going to swap that. It's just going to be the color scheme I use for most things. One darker is one of the best. Yeah, I do like one darker too, but I kind of got bored of it, and then I was like, I just want to change to something that a ton of people in the community like, and so I think this is a really good fit for LunarVim. That's fair. Yeah, so like if you go this mode, right? Like if you go this mode, you still want to be able to see the time. And you know what? On Mac OS, that happens to me pretty often. So I can see the use case for it now. Because otherwise, like, where's the time? And it's kind of nice just to see it, I guess, like right there in your status line. I can see the case for it now. Yeah, imagine not pulling out your golden pocket watch attached on a chain into your lapel. Imagine. What font am I using? It's Comic Code. Comic Code is the font I'm using. I'm a big fan of this font. There's a lot of haters out there, but there's actually, I'd say there's the same amount of people who really like it too. It's great. I love this font. It's my favorite font. Second font I like best after that is Cascadia Code, I think. In VS Code, I use a project manager. When I reopen a project in VS Code, it remembers all the files tabs I had open last time. Is this possible in Envym? Yes, it is. So I don't have it installed. I don't know if it's something I'm ever going to put into LunarVim Core. Maybe I will because it's so built into so many other projects. But let me show you, okay? Imagine that I open up source main RS in Neovim. See, my Neovim takes a while, okay? But whatever. So, okay, I open that up, right? All right, now I'm inside the directory. I just do Envym. Boom. Restores the session. Puts me exactly back where I was. Now, I don't know about tabs. I think it will, though. So let's try. Okay, I got the README open right now, I guess. So let's also go and open up main RS as well. All right, so right now we have main and README open. Okay. So now if I reopen this, yeah. So it keeps the buffers open, too. So yeah, you can do that. It's called auto session. Auto session. Now even better, start it from here. Press project. We'll do colorgen.envym, right? I'll go to main. I mean, I don't know actually if then never mind. I didn't do it right. Go down to find session. So you press S. So you can be at the top. You just press S for a session. Then we'll go to colorgen envym. Okay, and then it should restore it. But this time it looks like it restored me into an absolute nonsense state, which sucks. But there is a way to do it. I think it's because it's adding this stupid X at the end, and I don't actually know why the X is being added at the end. But we can try from my website. Okay, here it is working from my website. Right? Same with all of the buffers are still open. And I don't know what that X thing is, but that's something maybe we could put in for the auto session guy. It's safe to lazy load anything that launches on command when using Folkas. Sometimes, like, people laugh in the chat, and I forget if it was something I said or something someone else said. Oh, the golden pocket watch. I think that's what he's laughing at. Yeah, okay. And then I forget, like, I don't know. Like, because I'm on, like, a lag, like, reading through all these things. So I don't know if something's, like, funny now or funny earlier. Safe to lazy load anything that launches on command when using Focus Trouble plugin. Yeah. But especially something you want to load, like, right up. And some of it's stupid, right? Like if you have, like, the Lua line load on buffwinenter or something like that, or if you have, like, Envym tree load on vimenter or something, I don't know, like CMP load on, like, you know, key press, the first key press, I just don't see it as worth it because it usually something doesn't load correctly and it breaks and just things don't go right. Okay, it's window number now. It was tab previously. Gotcha. Yeah, the thick boy parentheses. I like them. This is Hyperland. Best color scheme? Obviously Delic. I think Delic is one that's built in. Isn't it? Alright, well, you tricked me. You fooled me. If you don't use tmux, how do you run terminal stuff while in Envym? Using the built-in CLI? What's your workflow? This is how I'll run terminal stuff. Like, what do you mean by, like, run terminal stuff? So, like, for instance, if I'm in here and I want to run terminal stuff, what I'll typically do is just toggle open a big terminal and run it in there. Or I'll open up the side terminal here and run it in there. for instance, like imagine that, I don't know. I'm not even going to give you for instance. There you go. That's where I'll run it, right? I'll run something in here, and I'll toggle it. So I'll do like ls. All right, get it out of my face, bring it back, get it out of my face, bring it back, right? Same with down here. Do like htop, you know, whatever. I mean, that's not the thing you would obviously be running, right? But, you know, get it away from me, bring it back, get it away from me, bring it back. Q, get rid of it. There you go. You know, I just run like my tests down here. If it's more conducive to a horizontal, I'll run something vertical if I want to see it long ways, or if something just can, you know, take up the whole pop-up, then I'll do it there. A lot of the times I'll use like lazy get, and that just takes over the whole page. And anything like that, like I'll just open up like a terminal, right? So for instance, if I want to start the Python interpreter, like there you go, right? And I got that for tons of different stuff. Zellner? No, you can't fool me into using any of these basic. The only one I like, the only one that I like is color scheme. Yeah. Okay, I gotta wrap up the stream in a little bit, but this is the only one I like. I like the blue one. All right, so let me go through these chats, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So, I knew it was gonna be a short stream today. Looks amazing, CRT monitor from the 90s. That's the only time I think I'll allow it. Otherwise, it looks like puke. Let's see, Groovebox Dark doesn't look good at first glance. Oh, I hate it. Moonfly, I've heard good things about Moonfly and Nightfly. 2 or 3 should keep the status line. I have mine set to 3, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this feature. I think it's a neat concept, but I don't think it's actually very conducive to how Neovim actually is. I have mine set to 1 as well. Yep, Tokyo Night is best color scheme. Yep, lean into telescope hard, right? Because you can just you can do things like this. Right, and just open up whatever you want, just in terms of whatever buffer, right? You don't need this buffer line at the top because you can do it from here, and you can come through and delete the ones you're not using. So if you're on something like the header right now, I can just go DD, 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 get rid of the ones that I don't want, and move on with my day. You know what I mean? Much better than using the line at the top. Yeah, get rid of buffer line. If you guys are Neovim Chads, if you've been doing this for a while, you're too good for buffer line. On a MacBook, that's what it is. That's why he's doing it. What is the config file for it? I don't know what you're talking about. Really well with the lunar part. Yeah, I think so too. You should take a poll of vertical versus horizontal for telescope. I will do that next stream. What did we win out on? Well, we like the border. So enough people said border with new colors to where I'm going to experiment with that, I think. I think it inverts the buffer window tab philosophy in its head and reduces it to pleb tier browser tab wowee nonsense. Okay. Fair enough. Comic code, FTW. Yes, very based. Ubuntu Mono works for me, even on Arch, as long as it's a nerd font, yeah. How do you get all the Rust Analyzer progress? It's called fidget.envym. Fidget.envym. Yep, we use that. Or Envym fidget. Is it fidget.envym or Envym fidget? I'm probably sending people to the wrong place. Is that Jekyll for my website? My website is my own personal Next.js static nonsense. I don't know. I did it in Next.js. It's on my it's on my GitHub somewhere. You can find it. It's just called website. Love the series. Can really figure out Envym until I found your videos. Good to hear. Breadcrumbs in your rolling branch. Yes, they are. You need to activate them now. You got to do lvim built-in breadcrumbs.active equals true. Let's see. What are the default key bindings for different terminals? I never used them before. That's in my own config. I need to set that up for LunarVim. So later on. You can look through my config. Right now I use Alt 1, 2, and 3 for that. How do you set up custom sound for FX Bell? I don't know. Do I have that? I don't really know what that even really is. Turbo C? Been listening while working for about an hour. The stream was nice to follow. Thanks. Yep, no problem. Yes, I do need that. I think MV Chad has it. Set up your WinBar with Envym Navic. I never really showed how to set it up. When I break it out into its own plugin, maybe I'll show you how to set it up. But then by then it'll be its own plugin. You can put it in your own Envym config if you want. I think Fidget should be part of LVim by default. We'll take a poll on that. But I don't really like to add things. I don't really like to add things unless they really, really add something to the initial, really core experience of the editor. I've seen you use Mason Envym yesterday. What will it change, replace real quick? LSP installer and installing anything at all ever that you'll ever need. So it'll install language servers for you. So any language server that you want, and you can also like update stuff here and all that kind of good stuff as well. It'll install debug adapters for you, it'll install linters for you, and it'll install formatters for you. So that's what it's going to do. It's going to basically replace LSP installer. That's it, but it's kind of its own new thing now where it's handling all the binaries for you, which is very nice. Anyway, I got to get out of here. Thanks for going through the stream with me and taking a look at the new features and stuff like that we have going on in LunarVim. If you want to check out the project, you can head over to GitHub and find it there, or you can go to cursedmachine.com, click on LunarVim. If you like the streams, if you like what I'm setting up for you guys and all these kinds of things, consider supporting me on Patreon. Better to support me on GitHub. Sponsors, though, because the Patreon takes a bigger cut or something like that, I think. And I also recommend, if you are enjoying this stuff, we got a bunch of people in the Discord. It's pretty active. You can ask questions about LunarVim. I'm pretty active. I answer a decent amount of them. And you can follow me on Twitter, obviously, YouTube, GitHub, all the good stuff. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to try and stream tomorrow, too, and I'll see you guys then.